Godox wireless mic. Let's see if I can hear myself over here. I can't hear myself here. Let's see if we can hear ourselves on this phone. Yeah, we can hear ourselves on the phone. Let's see if we can hear ourselves over here. Okay, let's see. I monitor the chat and I'm not getting anything. That's weird. Why am I not getting... Oh, there we are. Because I was on Tuber Chats Live. Okay, let's turn off. Somehow we got an echo here. No, there's the echo coming from here. Country Boy, Rusty Rivers, thank you. Hey, oh, sorry, Rusty. Did I come check you out? I think I did. Country Boy, thank you for coming by. So I was on Tuber Chat earlier today, and I'm typing in the chat, and nothing. So either I'm blocked or there's something weird going on. Let me just see if I can type myself a message here. Hey, Caesar Mocha, thank you for coming by. Type show link to drop link. Yeah, that worked. So maybe it's Tuber uses StreamYard or OBS. I can't remember which one he said he's using. Marijuana Mary and Crossdresser, thank you for coming by. We're babbling for a little bit here, and then we're going to edit a cooking show because we're a little bit behind. And so it's kind of weird, yeah, that I couldn't say anything on that channel, because I do like Tuber Chat. He's got some interesting stuff talking about at work is good. Pardon me. He's talking about various channels and a little bit about talking about live streaming, vertical versus widescreen, full screen, computer screen. And hey, Country Boy, yeah. I don't know what this number 1, number 2 is, but I haven't taken the time to try to second guess what YouTube is doing. So I'm sitting at my desk here. The boat is closed up for the winter. I was down on the weekend taking pictures for a project for Adobe. And it was, hey, Arizona Jake, thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. Last time I saw you were working out and having a great time at it. And interesting crowd you have on your channel. Interesting crowd. And yeah, so I was out taking pictures of life jackets and so on for a project for Adobe. And it was cold. It said it was 5 degrees Celsius, but there were snowflakes falling down. So that was kind of a bit of a surprise. But the engine antifreeze is good. I checked it. It's been in the freezer here for 2 weeks, and it has not frozen. So that's a good sign that my engine is not going to freeze and the heat exchanger isn't going to crack. So that's always welcome, because otherwise it's going to cost a ton of money. Now, it's not raw water cooled, so it's just a heat exchanger that would freeze. And I'm sure that's only a few $100 plus labor. Pardon me. But still, it's a waste of money. So what I'm hoping to do today is edit another cooking show. I had fun with AI a while ago, and if you've seen any of the, let's just take a look at, where am I here? Let's just flip over to the computer. Gonna have to zoom in here a little bit. So this is my new banner, and it was created with AI because, pardon me, because I had a piece of salmon in one of the videos, and it fell apart when I took it off the grill. So I wanted a good-looking piece of salmon, and I bought another piece of salmon. I was going to grill it, and then it got too cold, so I didn't. And then I got into thinking about AI, and I asked AI to generate me a bunch of banners that I like, that are relating to boats and food. And I ended up with this girl sitting on a boat. So it's not my boat, it's a fake boat. It's nothing that I recognize. The girl is pretty much prettier than the cook himself is. But I guess maybe if I should have put a captain's hat on her. That would have been an interesting thing if AI could have put a captain's hat on her. But the salmon was amazing looking. It looked so much like the shot of the salmon that I got on the grill, with the grill marks and some spices and the scales on the skin of the salmon. It just looked so delectable that I figured I'd use the AI salmon with the AI boat and the AI girl as my banner. So it looks, I like it. I like it. I feel guilty because pardon me, a little bit of a cold here. It's not authentic. I don't look that pretty. The boat's probably almost the same. And the salmon's not real, so I'm asking myself, like, is it okay to be fake? Yeah, you've got some nice AI M&M that people, mainly women, and amazingly good. You know, every time I come across an AI woman, AI girl, I count the number of fingers, because I'm still hoping, or not hoping, but I'm still expecting the system to not work properly. So let's put this aside and let's get rid of this, in fact. So this is this is a pasta, sun-dried tomato chicken pasta, and I think it's fettuccine. Is it fettuccine? It has to look. Can't remember. It's been a few weeks since I've photographed this, and I was in Niagara Falls to take pictures and to see just to see the falls. And driving back from Niagara Falls to Toronto, there's a place called Jordan Harbor. And when I was a kid, my father would take me fishing there, in the harbor and in Lake Ontario. So I remember it as from that time. But there's a restaurant there called the Lake House. And I remember talking to Once Upon a City, and we go tours who is from Niagara Falls about that. And it's kind of a neat place. Looks over the lake. You can see Toronto way in the distance because it's across the lake. And they had a bunch of interesting food dishes. One of them, I'll digress a little bit, was fettuccine with shrimp. Fettuccine Alfredo with shrimp. And normally I would have loved fettuccine Alfredo with shrimp. And hey Derek, thank you for dropping by. Fettuccine with shrimp, but I'd made fettuccine with shrimp the week before, I think, and hey Flo, Farmer, I saw you on just to digress again, on Tuber Chat, and they had a good good discussion of your channel. Flow Farm, good channel, good guys, laid back conversations. So I'm typing away, hoping to get on his wheel, and I'm typing and I see nothing. I open it up on my phone and I don't see myself where I was talking on the computer. So obviously I either my system is work or his system is work or I've been banned. So Flo, if next time you are on Tuber Chat, ask him if I've been banned. Maybe I said something that wasn't what he wanted to hear. I don't believe so. But yeah, I was trying to, and he got in some interesting discussions about vertical versus horizontal live stream. So anyway, so that's the story there. Anyway, so back to Lake House. So fettuccine Alfredo with shrimp. And then underneath that on the menu it said vegan fettuccine Alfredo with shrimp. And I'm saying to myself, okay, how can you have vegan shrimp? Even Alfredo uses cream, but I suppose they could use coconut milk to, or soy milk, but there's some non-dairy milk. And hey, User Love, thank you for dropping by. Nice to see you. The so on the way out, I asked the major dealer, "What does this mean, vegan fettuccine Alfredo?" And he said, "Well, it's just fettuccine Alfredo. Normal, no shrimp involved." So that was kind of interesting. But what I had there today was a sun-dried tomato creamy pasta. I think there's chicken in it, and that tasted so good. And I thought about sun-dried tomatoes a while ago. Yeah, Flo, appreciate that. No particular rush. I think he's not live again till the weekend, but I do like listening to him, and I'm a recognition junkie. I want to get on his little wheel and have him talk about how great my recipes are. Anyway, so fettuccine Alfredo, sun-dried tomato. So in the summer, actually in the spring, pardon me, I bought some sun-dried tomato to leave on the boat because it keeps forever in the bag when it's sealed. Once you open the bag, then it will start getting moldy after a while, but it's still got a couple weeks of life left in it. And so it's great as an ingredient for boat food. And it's got an interesting texture. It's a little bit chewy, and it's got a little bit of tomatoey taste. And I figured, okay, I'll make this. So this was actually cooked at home, but with a view to being boat. So this is the recipe here. This is the final shot. There we are. I threw in a, what is this? This is a basil leaf. I'm not sure why I put a basil leaf. I guess I liked it. It was nice and green. Looks actually good on the phone. Looks better on the phone than, hey, Rems National, I haven't seen you in a whole week. Thank you for thanking me for coming to your live and then watching some of my videos. Appreciate that. So this was my my dish. And the one I had, I guess there's no cream in this. That's interesting. I forgot that. The one that they served had cream, and the pieces of sun-dried tomato were very small. So I left them bigger because I wanted to see them. I think seeing stuff is important. And then you get a little bit of more texture and more taste as well. So that's the dish that we had here. Let's move this into Adobe Premiere Pro. I was listening to, again, that show where I was just talking with Flo about, somebody was talking about how much they like DaVinci Resolve, and I like it. 6.5, 6.6, okay, it's right in the right order. but I like this better because I've learned how to use it very efficiently. And if I'm trying to do something in, I want to keep my existing settings because I want it to be HD. So I can zoom in and out from a 4K video, which I'm not sure how you would do in Resolve, for instance. So there's all kinds of good reasons for using Adobe Premiere Pro. So here we are. It's in there. It's how long is this? It's 17 minutes. That's kind of long. And so we start by cutting up the. Start by cutting up the garlic. So again, in the line of wanting to make it interesting, I don't want to spend 5 minutes cutting up stuff before we start cooking stuff. So I'm going to change the order a little bit, because when I do the cooking, I do want to do things sort of in an order. So I'm preparing one ingredient after the other, instead of having to flip back from a cutting board to the frying pan. So that's we got some yellow, red and yellow tomatoes. Those are really, really pretty. Those are really, really pretty. Let's find the end product. So let's get this end product. So this is it here, right? Oh, that's the captain talking about how great it was. Let's move him out of the way. And which one do we want? Let's make a copy of this and stick it at the beginning, so that the introduction to the video is the finished food. Make a copy, and let's get rid of the audio track. We don't need that, and move this to the beginning. There we are. So the movie's going to start with the actual thing, actual food. How many seconds? That's 12. We don't need 12 seconds. Where's the fork? Okay, there's the fork at 9 seconds. And if we start at the beginning, I'm playing with the leaf. I think that was to get it to line up properly. So there we've got 5 seconds and 5 seconds. So that's pretty good. So we'll start with 5 seconds of this. Let's center it and zoom out just a hair. Not quite centered anymore. We've got the blue plate special there. And let's zoom out a little bit more so that it looks, okay. So that looks, actually looked pretty good. I was quite happy with that. So the next thing I want is 2 shots of the making of this. So let's find a couple interesting looking, pardon me, interesting looking, okay, this is interesting here, because we've got the real tomatoes and some dried tomatoes. So let's take this. Can I paste it in the front here? No, let's put it at the end then, so that it's out of the way. Let's get rid of the audio track. Let's move that to the beginning. So it's becoming a little bit of a standard process. I don't know whether it works or not. Okay, can we get 5 seconds out of here? 4 seconds? Where's 4 seconds? There's 5 seconds, there's 4 seconds. That's nice. Okay. So we start off with the main dish, and the captain's going to say how great it is, and then we're going to have one set of cooking. And let's see what else we can find here. There's some spinach. I like that. Some nice colors. Oh, there is cream in it. Okay, so there's cream in it. I guess not as much cream. The one that I had at the restaurant, Lake House Restaurant, had a lot of cream in it. It was very white. Okay, so there's the basil. Let's take a few seconds of this stage of the cooking. You're gone, audio track. And, okay, we've lost a few viewers. I hope some come back. Okay, there we are. 4 seconds. Okay, so 4 seconds. I like that. Let's move this to the beginning. So now my intro is okay, we're going to say that. We're going to have a bite of chicken. There we are. And we're going to, okay, we don't really need, here we want to go up, 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 up. Okay, let's cut that here because we don't really want that coming back down. So now that's 4 seconds and 5 frames. That's good enough. Okay, so there we got that. Now we're cooking, and cooking. And then the voiceover is going to say something like, okay, so let's start by cutting up some, just have a sip of water. Let's just turn this camera just a hair so that we see more of the program in the Premiere Pro. And let's say, okay, so there, let's make that in there smaller, zoom out a bit more. Okay, we see a full frying pan. Let's zoom out a bit more there. Oops. Sometimes it jumps to the one that you're working on. Okay. Let's bring that over a little bit more. There we are. Okay. Is that about the same? Bring it down just a hair. Close enough. No jump cut. Okay, so now here we are. In real life, I started by cutting up the garlic. Cutting up garlic is so boring. But let's cut up the dried tomato. And I wanted to reconstitute the sun-dried tomato. Some people just put it right into the food as it is, but then it's a little bit chewier than I wanted it to be. So how many seconds is this? This is, what? 1 minute and 39 seconds of cutting up. This stuff was hard as a rock. Okay, let's trim that off there. Let's put it in there. Okay. This piece we're going to lower, move over. Okay, good enough. 4 seconds is plenty. Okay, so here, let's zoom out a little bit. That's good. And we're going to center the food. Trim a few seconds off there. Okay, so there. Let's cut it in half there. So how much is this now? This is 48 seconds. If I make the speed and duration 160%, it is now 24 seconds. No, it's not 24 seconds. It is 29 seconds. Does it still look good? It looks good, yes. Okay, no, it's still too slow. How about if I make it 180%? What about 200%? Is that going to look too tacky? Yeah. Let's just get rid of. Okay, so we're going to cut that there. So that gives me 17 seconds. And then I want to have the part where I'm holding it in my hand. I don't need all that. Okay, so there. 5 seconds. Okay, let's become closer. And so now this whole episode 139 to 204, let's move it to somewhere where I can figure out the exact length of this thing without having to calculate too much seconds. So starts at 1 minute, ends at 1 minute 26. So 26 seconds for cutting up the I like that. That's good. Okay, so cutting up this. And I'm going to be talking about what I was talking about earlier about why sun-dried tomatoes. So if I need more filler to deal with the talking, then we'll do that. So this is what here. So this is, we're soaking the tomato. Okay, I guess I'm not showing, oh no, I'm putting it in a bowl. Then I'm adding some water. Okay, let's give ourselves 7 seconds to talk about it. Reconstituting it, that's very nice, I like that. Okay, next is what? Real tomatoes. Okay, so let's do some real tomatoes. Let's do some real tomatoes. You got the tomatoes, gave them just a simple cut. How long is this clip? This is 37 seconds. Okay, let's zoom out again, center it. So here's the cutting, cut. Okay. Okay, so that will be like I'm putting the tomatoes on the cutting board, and now I'm going to cut. Okay, how long is this? It is 20 seconds. So we'll make this clip just 120% faster. 120. Let's go 140. Again, I have to think about how much I'm going to talk about real tomatoes and sun-dried tomatoes. Hey, Chef Roast, thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. Let's just say hi. There's the captain's hat. Thank you for coming by. That was an interesting show. So this is sun-dried tomato chicken. Okay, so that's cut. Now we're going to zoom out a little bit. Oh, that's not right. Good enough. Okay, how many seconds is this? 4 seconds, perfect. Let's stick this together. Okay, so now what do we have left? We've got garlic and then chicken. Now, let me just see what I'm doing here. Okay, so oil in the pan, put the garlic in. Okay, so the garlic, we definitely need that first. Garlic in, and then the chicken. Okay, so then more chicken. And at this point, we start adding that. Okay, so this is where the, just raising that so that I can find it again. So this, let's make room for, so all of this stuff here, no, so I want to start off with I'm babbling. I want to start off with the sun-dried tomato because it's the hero ingredient. I mean, the reason we're doing all this is the sun-dried tomato. Plus, it needs to sit and soak for a few minutes. And then I'm going to do that. So we're putting that in the thing. Now we're going to cut up some garlic. Okay, we're going to put the garlic press, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so how much is this? This is now 41 seconds of cutting up garlic. We don't need all that empty space. Okay, so we've got that's going to sit for a second. Now we're going to cut up some garlic. Let's go here. We don't have too much talking about garlic. A couple of cloves. You have to remember how many cloves it was, in fact. Probably 2. Yeah, I think it was 2 cloves. And then we're going to now this might not be 100% valid because it takes longer than this to okay, we put some oil in the pan. How many seconds? 6 seconds, that's good. And then we're going to put the garlic in the pan, right? Okay, let's put that here. So garlic in the pan. Let's zoom out a little bit. Come down. Okay, we don't need the first few seconds of that. We're left with 20 seconds of getting the garlic out and stirring it. Okay, that's good. I like that. How big is this? This is 84%. Let's zoom out to 84% here. Ooh, 83, 84, 4, 5. There we are. Is it lined up properly? Yep, it's lined up properly. Pardon me. Pardon me. Okay, so now we're going to cut up some chicken. How long is this piece? This is 50 seconds. So we don't need a whole minute to talk about cutting up a piece of chicken. Take out a few seconds there. That's good. Let's see where the action starts. And we're going to do here, blah, blah, blah. Let's zoom out just a bit so we see more of the chicken. Cut, 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 cut. Cut into cubes. Cut, cut, cut. Cut. Good enough. Okay, we're left with 37 seconds. Let's speed it up to 120%. You know, I'm the slowest cutter, but then I was watching somebody else making an omelet somewhere. I can't remember where. And my God, she took so long to cut up some green onion. I said to myself, I'm not the only person that's a slow cutter. Okay, so now, in reality, I had prepared the chicken before I put the garlic in, because the garlic only needs like a few seconds. But I'll just say about keeping it on low heat. What's this look like? Okay. Let's zoom out a bit. 84 seconds. Let's go to 84. 84 all by itself. Take off the first few seconds there. What's that look like? Cut, 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 cut. Okay. Oh, we don't need that extra little bit of second guessing the cut. There's where we're going to stop. So we're not doubling back on the can I still hear myself? Can I still hear myself? Hello, hello? Can I still hear myself? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I'm using the wireless mic because the phone's a little bit off to the side. Because I wanted to do this as a vertical live, even though I'm working on the computer, because it does get a little bit more love from YouTube. Okay, there we are. We're pushing that around. And what do we got next? Next, so that's being stirred and flipped over. Got to think of something to say while I'm talking there. End of the action. So that's 41 seconds. That might be a little bit too long, but we can always cut off some of that. We'll see how long it takes me to talk about chicken. And we're going to put the lid on it. Nah, I don't want the lid. The lid is only to keep spatter down. It's not really part of the cooking process. Okay, I'm not going to use this clip. Let's get rid of it. Reveal and project. It is clip number 273. You're gone. Always better to have too much video than not to have enough. 273, okay. Let's put a Z in front of you so that you're out of the way. Pardon me. And what's next? So now we're going to cut up some of this tomato. Cut, cut, cut. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave the lid there. Got a little bit too much moisture coming out of the chicken there. It's not the end of the world, but okay, so there we're putting in the sun-dried tomato. Now we're putting in the real tomato. Mixing it up nicely. And end of the action. There's the end of the action. That's there. Okay, so we deleted some stuff. We've still got 13 minutes of video left. Okay, so now so that's interesting. So because I talked about the one pot chicken where I used this fettuccine here. This is the second half of the package. So it's sort of the same, making room for the noodles. We'll leave it long for now and always make it shorter later. Putting in some noodles. And okay, this isn't helping any, so let's get rid of this. Reveal in project, it is file number 276. You're gone. 276, where is 276? 276, we'll take you out. Yes, I want that to be gone. Okay, now we'll worry about what size, how much zoom out we want here. That's a nice look. And here we want the same thing. Now we're going to put some cream in. No, now we're going to put some broth in, right? Let's go here. How much broth? Half a cup, 2 cups, 1 cup. I think that's the 1 cup measure because 1 cup doesn't seem like enough. So we need 2 cups. Because when I made the 1 pot, I used one of the red measures. I should have different color measures for different sizes so I can remember after the fact how much I put in here. I may have written it down. I may have written it down. 2 cups of broth. Okay, so that's good. I did write it down. Or I planned that before I actually started the cooking. Okay, Flo, yeah, thank you for dropping by. We'll come check you out anon. One cup, 2 cups. I guess there was a fourth scoop. Okay, close the lid. That's good. Let's save this. Thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Let's have a good drink of water here. Okay, so now where are we? So we're cooking with broth, and now we're going to let it cook for I guess that's the second half cup, third half cup. And there's the lid. Okay, that's good. Now it's closed and it's going to cook for 6 or 7 minutes. Okay, now let's go in here. We're going to stir it a little bit. Then I decided I was going to zoom the camera because I wanted to see the ingredients, and actually it does look nice. I like it. The colors, it would be nice if we had a red tomato in there. We've just got the yellow ones, but still. I don't know how many seconds we need there. 7 seconds, is that enough? We'll talk about the colors, okay. Okay, we're still zoomed in tight here. Mixing it some more. Can't remember what I'm doing here. Okay, so the zoom in part, the close-look shot is here. Let's get rid of this part. Purple delete, bring this together. And then we're going to come in here, close the lid again. Okay, and now we're going to test that the noodles are cooked after about 5 or 6 minutes. Does it look better with testing it with a fork or testing it with tongs? Let's make this smaller as well. I like testing it with the fork, even though the tongs work better. Let's get rid of this. Reveal and project file number 282. You are gone. 282. 7928282282. Let's make you renamed. You're gone. Okay, we're testing it. What are we putting in here? Some oregano. Okay, we'll worry about the alignment. There's a little bit of a jump cut there that I don't really want. Let's go here. Okay, we're mixing that up. Mix, mix, mix. Okay, so that's a bit long for putting in some oregano, mixing. Okay, so we don't really need the closing of the lid. We'll leave the opening of the lid to tell us that we had the lid closed while it was cooking. Fingers picking up the lid. There we are. Okay, I guess I changed my mind. Where's the end of this action? There we are. You're gone, you're gone. Okay, so now, oh, we're still too much dead action there. Okay, now what are we doing here? I can't remember. Stirring, and we're putting in some flour. Some gourmet chefs are going to say, yeah, you're going to get lumps, but if you spread the flour nicely, it works perfectly. Tablespoon of flour. Other people say mix the flour in with the cream. Stir, stir, stir. How long is our program? 11 minutes. Well, not quite 11 minutes. It's 11 minutes, yeah, so that's more than enough. Okay, stir, 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 flour, 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 mix, mix, mix. Spread it out evenly, and okay, so now we're going to mix in a bunch of baby spinach. Didn't I put baby spinach in the last one too? This might have been the same package of baby spinach for all we know. Okay, we don't need this. Start with the action. This is my theory of success in editing. Cut when the action stops and start when the action starts. So mixing, mixing, mixing. That's enough mixing. Yeah, so what I'm going to do tonight is actually I'm going to export this out, stick it on my phone, and then in the middle of the night wake up and watch it to see if I like the... So I had bought a flower pot of fresh fresh basil at the grocery store because they were on sale. They were usually $7. They were down to $4, $5, and I got 2 meals out of one. Now, part of the issue is always I forget to water the stupid thing, so it dies on me. And this time I made sure to water it every day, and it was actually pretty good. The okay, so now we're adding on some cream. Again, we're worried about the alignment of all of this. Okay, so if I make it smaller, will I see the... No, I won't see the... Oh yeah, leave it small for now anyway, then always adjust it later. And put in the cream. That's enough stirring. In fact, maybe there's too much. Okay, let's stop the stirring there. Let's take a few seconds there. Okay. I don't know why I was fiddling around with the spoon there. I should have done that one nice straight thrust. That's good. Pick it out. Taste test. End of taste test. Okay, so we're going to give it another 10 minutes for this live. Let that cook for a while. Why do I have... Okay, I don't need this. Don't really need this because this isn't doing anything, right? I think what happened here is I was getting the Parmesan ready and there was lumps. So I had to, actually there might still be lumps in here. Yeah, most of the lumps are gone. So I had started the camera and it was recording and there was nothing exciting happening. So let's get rid of this guy. Reveal in project file number 290. Your toast. 290 is right there. 290. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now we're down to 10 minutes. Okay, it's a little bit longer than I planned. Mix in the Parmesan. Yes, say I'm going to put it on my phone and then wake up in the middle of the night and hey, Old Fart Gaming, thank you for coming by. I saw your friend Joji earlier today. Appreciate the company. We're cooking sun-dried tomato. I guess I should change the heading, right? Why don't I change the heading right now? Live editing sun-dried tomato pasta. Save that. That's good. Okay. Live editing sun-dried tomato pasta. And yeah, thank you for dropping by. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. The it took too long to shuffle this out. Good enough. Let's cut it off there. It's 15 seconds. That's a long time for just watching somebody dishing out food. Okay, so now I like this one. We'll use that one. Let's get rid of this one. We don't need this file. So that's the same as one we had at the beginning. File number 293 used one times. Yes, delete. 293 is this one. And let's bring that together. And that's that. So that is the transition. Let's just zoom in a bit here so we can see what we're doing. I like that. I like that. This probably has to get moved up a little bit and moved into the center a bit. Yeah, that's good. And this guy will move over this way a little bit. So he's centered there. Perfect. So now our last challenge is to get the captain to talk about this. Let's see what the captain has to say.
I had a wonderful pasta with sun-dried tomatoes at a restaurant overlooking the lake. They added a unique taste and texture. Let's try it. That was wonderful. And sun-dried tomatoes keep almost forever.
Okay. Let's get rid of this empty space here. Okay, so I guess I got it right on the first run through the script. Hey, old fart, let's give you a wrench. Network as you wish. Appreciate your coming by. Okay, so this is going to be, it's shot in a green screen. I need to brighten him up a little bit. Where is the color? Let's make him just a hair brighter. There we are, that's nice. And let's make the shadows brighter. And let's make him that way. I don't have him too washed out. There we are. Okay. So a little bit, I never do a good job of the lighting up the green screen because look how bright it is here. And it's very dark here. So let's get ourselves the ever-loving Adobe Ultra Key green screen keying program. And let's, as always, aggressive, Basically means that the colors aren't 100%. See, there's still some gray there. Let's look at it alpha channel only. So it's a little bit gray there, right? So let's see if we can find, that's better. And let's see if we can make this piece of gray here, because it will generate a shadow. And this will be taken, overlaid onto me sitting on a boat. Okay, so that's tolerance. Okay, so that's a little bit on the, there we are. Now we're nice and black everywhere. So we're not creating any shadows. As I say, ideally the photographer would light the green backdrop more carefully, but the photographer is a lazy SOB and can't be trusted to do that much at work. So let's bring this to the front of the thing, because this is the intro. And hello, there you are. So for my last video, I put the captain at the beginning, right? Is that what I did? I can't remember. Let's see. Let's see what I did. I mean, I could look at the actual, yeah, let's look at the actual file. Let's save this. We're gonna have to look at the file anyway. So let's look at open recent, and it's the chicken one pot is the one I'm talking about. So what did I do here? Let's wait till it wakes up. Hello, there we are. Okay, so here we've got the captain talking at the beginning, and then we've got captain's talking, then we've got the cooking. That's interesting. I did 2 of the cooking process, and then the full pot. Where's the full pot? I don't know what I did here. So cooking, so I got cooking, I got cooking, I got the captain. I don't even have the actual finished dish at the beginning, do I? Okay, I wanted to see what I had done here. I don't know if it's gotten me more views than if the captain isn't at the beginning, but let's copy this. And what we're copying is the back of the boat. I'm going to go back to my traditional way of doing this, having the finished dish. Let's get that out of the way. Then the captain talking. Oops, let's move this out of the way, get closer. Let's make some room in here. And
they added a unique taste and texture. Let's try.
Okay, so we're going to take the let's try it and put it here before we start cooking.
At a restaurant overlooking the lake, they added a unique taste and texture.
Okay, so let's see. So there I am, sitting in the back of the boat, in the middle of summer, when it's freezing out there now. And let's make this longer. And then let's bring this guy in here. So the only thing I don't know for sure that I like is I got 10 seconds right here, from 13 seconds to 21 seconds. So 7 seconds, 8 seconds of basically dead air. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about here because the captain's talking.
Tank Fester.
What if we take that? Okay, captain talking. So if I had the music, let's put some cross zooms in here. Have another piece of this for here. And cross zoom, where are you, cross zoom? So there, we're going to do a zoom, cross zoom there. So that's basically the food zooms out. I come in, talk, talk, talk. Talk, talk, talk. Cross zoom into the food, preparation, cross zoom there to make this line up. So now this is the intro, right?
Tank Fester. Let's try it.
Okay, so that's not bad. I mean, I should probably go there. So now we got 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Okay, so how long is this thing? Oh, we got to deal with the captain at the end as well, right? So let's copy this, because the captain at the end says how great it's going to be, how great it was. Okay. Let's do a cross zoom on him as well. This is going to change once we get the, once we have the, okay, it's 9:30. So let's work for another 5 minutes. Got some people watching, not commenting, but love to have you come by. Love to have you come by. Okay, so this is now 9 minutes. It's nice. We're going to have another 15 seconds for the ingredients. And this gives us a very nice looking, oh, what's going on here? What the hell did I just do there? Okay, somewhere I deleted something here. I don't know what I did there. Okay, so I screwed this up here, right? Cut, 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 cut. History, what did I just do? Apply default transition, apply default transition. Delete, what the hell did I delete? Okay, I didn't want to delete that, so I don't know what I did there. I wasn't paying attention. Effects controls, okay. Okay, I'm cutting up the I'll mention how hard it is. That's why it's cutting so slow. And then we're into here. We're putting it in there. That's good. Okay, so that's very nice. I like what I've got here. My end, is my end good? Yeah, so I like what I've got here. So let's export this mess so that I can watch it later on. It'll say, wake up in the middle of the night. We don't want the Adobe no sound. We want adaptive medium. And export while that is cooking. And then what we're going to do here is come back and thank you everybody for coming by. I really do appreciate that. It was it's always a pleasure to really think out loud. Sometimes I get suggestions from the chat, but it's always wonderful to be able to think out loud and compare and just talk my way through some of the things I'm trying to accomplish. Every once in a while, I'll get a 205 11 18 live edit sun-dried. Okay, save this. Control V, thank you. Save, that's good. Save, yes, that's excellent. So that is the export finished? No, export's not finished yet. So we'll see what that looks like, and then I'll worry about the dialogue. It's been pointed out that sometimes there's not enough talk, and 10 minutes of talking about well, I like the color of the small tomatoes and so on, and why I'm putting in flour instead of making a roux beforehand, or instead of slurry with the cream, and some of those things that make a difference to how you might cook this thing. And I don't like just ad-libbing as I'm going along. It would be a lot easier to just watch the video and say, okay, and now let's cut up some fresh tomatoes, because we want the color of the fresh tomatoes and the taste of the fresh tomatoes to offset the earthy tones and earthy taste of the sun-dried tomatoes. So we can, I guess, just talk long enough to fill the space with a bit of music in the background. This should go live. Today's Tuesday. Wednesday morning I got a bunch of stuff, so might not go live until Thursday. But I wanted to take the time today to do this online. And then I've got a pound of shrimp that I want to turn into something really good. It was actually supposed to be my lunch today. And then I got involved with another Adobe project, so I didn't, I ended up not cooking that. I ended up having previously cooked shrimp on bread. And that was really, really, really good. So, yeah. So we have gotten one more live edit out of the way. Is at the boat on Saturday, Sunday, and it was so cold. Oh, I froze I froze my thing off, and there's no Wi-Fi where the boat is. They The Wi-Fi is still on the docks. There's a few boats still in the water, but that's going to get turned off pretty soon as well. And then, so I do want to do a longer live, just reliving sailing, do a restream with some of the sailing. So for now, we have accomplished what I'd hoped to accomplish. Thank you all for coming by, people that chatted, and people that just lurked in the background and listened to me talking. So good night. We'll see you again when we do this. I guess on the weekend I'll have to edit another one, and then we'll figure out when we're going to do the boat live. Arizona Jake, hey, yeah, you're still there. So yeah, Shrimp and the Barbie. Yeah, well, Shrimp and the Barbie, none of the boat barbecue videos really took off. I don't know why. They're not even getting any traction. So even the barbecue on the back deck is friggin' cold at this point. So it's I think it's going to be stuff, one pot stuff, some one pot rice, more than anything on the Barbie. So okay, guys, good night. Thank you. Thanks for hanging around in Arizona, Jake. Appreciate it. When I come to your live, I watch it for a while and decide that I really am not going to do that much exercise, and then just leave you running for an hour and look back every once in a while and contribute to the watch hours. Good night. Ahoy, aloha, goodbye. Are you sure you want to stop? Yes, I want to stop.